Hello and welcome to Johnson Coliseum. Jason Barfield here alongside Ken Holland for Sam Houston State men's basketball as the Bearcats get set to take on the Lions of Southeastern Louisiana. Southeastern comes into this ball game 4-10 overall, 1-2 in Southland Conference play. Bearcats 10-5 overall, 3-1 in the league. And Ken, Bearcats are coming off a tough loss to Nichols. Chance to kind of recruit and rebound from that loss.
Yeah, obviously without three starters in that game against Nichols, and Nichols came out and played a really good, aggressive game and hit a lot of three-pointers. So I think the Bearcats are going to rebound tonight with those three starters back in and turn this thing around before they head out on the road.
And we'll run down the starting lineups first for Southeastern Louisiana. 5'11" guard out of Benton Harbor, Michigan, Laquan Butler. He's joined by Bryson Smith, a 6'2" freshman. Vaughn Julian, a 6'1" senior guard out of Slidell, Louisiana. Pape Diop, a 6'9" junior out of Senegal. And then Ty Brewer, 6'7" freshman out of Meridian, Mississippi. For the Bearcats, back to a normal starting five, what we've been seeing. R.J. Smith gets a start at forward. He's a 6'5", 220-pound junior. He is joined by Chad Bowie. Bowie back in the lineup after a foot injury had him out last week. 6'2", 180-pound junior out of Houston. Zach Nuttall gets the start at guard. 6'3", 185-pound sophomore out of Bryan. Danon Swoop, 6', 185-pound graduate transfer. He's out of Overland Park, Kansas, came to the Bearcats from Elon. And then Kai Mitchell, a 6'7", 245-pound senior out of Haverstraw, New York. Big one for the Bearcats today, too, because they're about to head out on the road, Ken. So you really want to finish up this homestand with a W before going out for three in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. They go out and they're going to play Central Arkansas, Lamar, and then be over in Houston at HBU. So three-game stretch early in the season. Good win tonight will go a long way for that road trip.
Yeah, a chance to get them to 4-1 in league play. So we're just about ready to get it going as Kai Mitchell will jump it up for the Bearcats, and it'll be Ty Brewer for the Lions. Ball is up. It is controlled by Brewer, and Southeastern will get the opening possession. Julian passes off to Smith. Guarded by Swoop. Down in the corner for Julian. Free throw line jumper by Brewer is good. So 2 points on the opening possession for Southeastern. And Swoop will bring the ball up the floor for the Bearcats. Mitchell with it, back to Swoop. Swoop spots up, fires a three, back iron, no good. Mitchell fighting for the rebound. It's loose, it's picked up by Julian. Butler with it now for the Lions. And there's Butler with the jumper. Three-pointer is good, and it's a 5-0 lead for Southeastern. So they've made good on their first two possessions. Free throw line for Kai Mitchell. He's double teamed. Backs his way into the paint, still back it in. Triple team, turnaround, jumper. Off the front iron, no good. And it'll be Southeastern basketball. Ball knocked away by Bowie. Loose on the floor. Bowie picks it up, and he's fouled. And that's the defensive presence the Bearcats were missing against Nichols on the weekend.
Yeah, that was a big missing component of the game the other night. Both Chad Bowie and Danon Swoop, their defensive presence was missed.
So Nuttall will inbound for the Cats, and Swoop will set the offense up. 20 on the shot clock for the Bearcats. Mitchell hands it off to Swoop. Swoop stumbled a bit, stayed on his feet. Nuttall from the corner. Thought about a three, pulled it down, gets it off to Mitchell, who dribbled it out of bounds. But that was really on Nuttall. Kind of got caught between, didn't know if he wanted to pass or shoot. So 3 empty possessions to start for the Bearcats. And then straight to the basket, high shot off the glass, no good. Swoop off and running with it, pulls up, fires a three, front iron, no good, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Southeastern basketball. Two and a half minutes gone, and the Bearcats looking for the first points. Bowie out on Julian. Looking for some room to drive. Bowie wouldn't let it. Top of the key, 3-ball fired up. It's an air ball by Bryson Smith, goes over to the Bearcats.
You know, Jason, watching Chad Bowie early, his right lower leg, ankle area is what he injured. Doesn't look like it's bothering him too much.
There's Bowie from the corner, looks to drive, good quick first step, tried to force the ball in. Mitchell couldn't get a handle on it. Lions off and running with it, layup no good. Offensive rebound, turnaround, put back no good. Mitchell there for the board for the Bearcats. Mitchell out to Smith, quickly over to Bowie. Whips a pass into Mitchell, lays it off the glass, gets the roll to go. First points for the Bearcats. And it took them more than 3 minutes.
Nice quick pass in the lane to Kai Mitchell for the lay-in.
R.J. Smith now up top guarding Julian. Mismatch down low. Bowie was paired up against Ty Brewer, and Southeastern wasn't able to take advantage of it. They ended up with R.J. Smith out on the point, Bowie down in the post, and the Cats threw it away off the inbound. So they get the defensive stop, but Southeastern gets the ball right back. Just a bit of a ragged start to this game for the Cats. Already their third turnover. They've got just the one field goal so far. Brewer steps back, fires a three, it's good. 8-2 lead for Southeastern. Inbound comes to Bowie. Bowie looking for some room to drive, wasn't there. Gives it off to Mitchell. Mitchell skip pass to Smith. Smith up top for Swoop. He manages to save it before the turnover. Just 5 left to shoot. Nuttall loses the handle on it. Nuttall, a little scoop underneath, no good. Rebound to the Lions. When the Cats just look out of sync right now on the offensive end. Julian on the other end. Free throw line jumper's good. Jason Hooten will take a timeout. Saw that timeout coming. 10-2 Southeastern off to the early lead, and we will step aside. 15-15 left to play here in the first. Cats down by 8 here on the Bearcats Sports Network. Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. And it's been a slow start for the Bearcats, Ken. 10-2, Southeastern out in front.
Yeah, like you said earlier, it's been a little bit of a sluggish, ragged start so far. And that timeout was probably necessary to get a little spark going.
Inbound comes to Nuttall, who gives it off to Swoop. Dane and Swoop set up the offense for the Cats. Swings it up top for Smith. Smith hands off to Nuttall. Nuttall looks for the drive. Now to Smith. Steps back, fires a three. In and out, no good. Bearcats now 1 for 6 from the floor. Southeastern pulls up. Jumper is good. They've got a double-digit lead. 12-2 Southeastern in front. Nuttall off to Smith. Around for Bowie. Bowie drives, now kicks to Smith, to Nuttall. He'll fire a three. In and out, no good. Bowie, offensive rebound. Keeps it alive for the Cats. Tried to force the ball in and gave it up. Turnover number 4 for Sam Houston. And a 3 ball on the other end for Southeastern's no good. They're on a 7-0 run right now. Cats trying to snap it. Jason Hooten's going to go to his bench, see if he can shake some things up. DeJuan Jones getting set to check in. Nuttall drives, and you take an extra step.
Looks like
a foul was called. Foul was called on Butler. Jones comes in for Swoop.
In the game for the Bearcats, number 2, DeJuan Jones.
So Jones will take the inbound pass, set up the offense for the Cats. Around for Bowie. Bowie back to Jones. Down low for Mitchell. Mitchell turns around, fires up a shot, good. Second of the game for the Bearcats. Both of them have been from Kai Mitchell. 12-4 lead. Ten left to shoot for the Lions. Ball knocked away by Mitchell. Stays with Southeastern. Shot blocked by Mitchell. Picks up the loose ball. Out for Nuttall. Nuttall will throw it down himself. Back-to-back buckets for the Cats. They've cut the lead in half. It's now 12-6 Southeastern. Turning defense into offense on that possession. $15 left to shoot for the Lions. Romanov has the ball stolen. Mitchell picks it up. Mitchell will throw it down. Back-to-back steals and breakaway dunks for the Bearcats.
A little bit of a momentum shift is what the Bearcats needed to see, and that's what they've got.
Ball knocked away, but the foul was called on Bowie first. Couple more subs set to come in for the Bearcats. DeMarcus Lampley, a 6'2" junior out of Phoenix City, Alabama, will check in. Also checking is Mark Ticanico, 6'10", 245-pound sophomore. He's out of Moscow, Russia. And checking in as well for the Cats, Xavier Bryant, 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore out of DeSoto. So 3 fresh players on the court for the Bearcats. They go straight at Ticanico, and the hook shot falls in for Maxwell Starwood. Great name, by the way. R.J. Smith with it. Hands it off to Lampley. Lampley gives it back to Smith. Pass to Jones up top. Jones was bumped on the drive. Foul was on Isaiah Kirby. That's his first, third on the Lions. Lampley to Ticanico. He'll fire up a 3. Good.
You know, Jason, I was just about to say, looking at the stat sheet so far for the year, Mark Ticanico, percentage-wise, is the best shooting three-point shooter on the team.
And he had a wide open look at it there. It's like they don't expect him to step out and take that shot, even though he's done it all year.
Well, he's new to the conference, so the players and the coaches are not used to seeing this from him. And so
Ty Brewer with an answer on the other end for Southeastern. Brewer knocks down his second three of the game. He's got 8 points. Southeastern leads it 17-11. R.J. Smith looks to drive, takes it himself, and a charge called. So offensive foul on R.J. Smith will be a turnover for the Bearcats, their 5th of the game. And we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it. 17-11. Southeastern leads it. Sam used to say basketball here on the Bearcats Sports Network.
Seat in the house. Our winners tonight.
Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. Another look at the foul on R.J. Smith, and the question is, were they outside the cylinder? They were. And so that is a foul on Smith. Cats show pressure in the backcourt. Terriante Thomas checked into the ballgame for the Bearcats. Brewer fires a three over top of him. Short, no good. Offensive rebound. Put back, doesn't go. Stays with the Lions. They'll get a fresh 20. 10 left to shoot for Southeastern. And an offensive foul called. Whistle goes against Nick Caldwell. Caldwell, a freshman out of Houston. Just checked into the ball game, picks up his first foul. That is 4 whistles against Southeastern. Cats nearly turn it over on the inbound. Bryant did good to stay on his feet. A lot of pressure from Southeastern.
Lions are playing with a lot of physicality right now, and it's frustrating the Cats, so they need to continue
contact there as Thomas fires up a three. Good. Boy, bodies were hitting the floor left and right.
And no calls either, so that was good that the referees let him play, but.
And now an offensive foul called on the Lions.
Offensive foul called on number 5, Byron Smith.
I'd like to get a look there at it. Foul was called against Bryson Smith. Now I think they're going to tend to a spot on the floor.
I think the crowd's trying to take some credit for talking to the referees tonight, getting some calls going the Bearcats' way.
That's 5 whistles now against Southeastern in this game. Cats are getting close to the bonus situation. You know, Smith didn't really argue the call there, but it wasn't a typical offensive foul situation where you see, you know, body hitting the floor and stuff like that. As Lampley fires a three, it's no good. Rebound to the Lions, leading by 3. Southeastern has led this one throughout. Little head fake, then a pass. Now a three ball fired up, in and out, no good. That was Kirby with the three. Jones pushing it for the Bearcats. Lampley around for Jones, back to Lampley, to Thomas. Bryant with it, 10 left to shoot. Bryant drives into the paint, lays it up too strong off the glass. Southeastern off and running with it. Caldwell's got it, and he slipped. And the ball is loose on the floor. Somehow, Southeastern picks up the loose ball, and they've got a possession out of it.
Timeout taken by the Lions.
And now Southeastern takes a timeout. Well, that was an odd-looking possession as well. We'll go back and take a look at what happened there. You see Caldwell laying on the floor. Boy, that looked like 3 seconds, too. I don't know how long they were going to give Kirby to just stand there on his knees with the basketball in the paint. Southeastern was able to hold on to possession.
You know, Jason, this is a new look Southeastern team than what we're used to. Only one senior and 3 juniors on this team. A lot of freshmen and sophomores getting a lot of playing time too. So not seeing a lot of guys we're used to.
Inbound pass thrown to the paint, loose. Cats pick it up, so they end up getting the turnover in the end. Lions haven't scored in nearly 3 minutes of basketball. Bowie with it. Mitchell checked back in as well. There's the pass to Mitchell, who lays it in. Cats have cut it to 1.
Kai Mitchell with a quick 8 points here early in the second half. I think that was one of the keys for Coach Hooten, is to get him active early.
Yeah, Nichols did a good job screening off Mitchell, really not letting him get involved in that game. 7 left to shoot, drive, and a shot up is good by Byron Smith. Lead back to 3 for Southeastern. Bryant. Feed to Mitchell, was bumped. Stayed on his feet. 3 ball by Bowie, no good. Mitchell, offensive rebound, gives it right back to Bowie, who lays it up and in. But it's been Bowie feeding Mitchell. Mitchell returned the favor. And there's a 3-pointer from Brewer. That's what he's been doing tonight.
Brewer came into this game 6 for 20. Southeastern is not a hot shooting 3-pointing team, but tonight they're 4 for 8.
He's 3 for 4. Mitchell turns around, too strong. Mitchell wanted contact on the shot. It wasn't called. Southeastern a chance to extend the lead. Up 4, and they threw the ball away. And with that whistle, we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it. 7:08 left to play here in the first half. Bearcats trail Southeastern 22-18. This is Sam Houston State basketball here on the Bearcats Sports Network. Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. Bearcats with the ball, 7 minutes left to play here in the first half. Trailing by 4. Southeastern has led this one by as much as 10. They have led since the opening possession of the game. Bowie with it for the Bearcats, and a whistle away from the ball, and I think a hold called down low on Diop.
His first personal, the 6th on the Lions.
So the Cats will inbound. Inbound pass comes to Mitchell. Swoop for 3. Yes! 3 ball for Swoop, and the ball was knocked away there. It'll stay with Southeastern. Swoop's first bucket of the game. Third 3 for the Bearcats. They're 3 of 9 from long range. Lead back to 1. Brewer gets it off to Kirby and finds Julian. Little head fake and a walk there by Jopp. Turnover for the Lions. That is their 9th turnover. The Bearcats with the ball now. Chance to take their first lead of the game, but they throw it away off the inbound. That's the second inbound play the Bearcats have just given the ball away on.
You know, one of the keys of the game for Coach Hooten is to stay under 12 turnovers, and when you have 2 turnovers like that that are just not forced by the defense, it's really unnecessary.
Drive, kick, Kirby with the 3, good. Southeastern took advantage of the Bearcat mistake, turned it into 3 points, and the lead's back to 4. Bowie with it. Bowie drives into the paint, throws up a wild shot as he goes falling to the floor. Julian with it up top for the Lions. Whips the pass into the paint. Jopp catches, lays it in. Lead back to 6 for Southeastern. 5.5 left to play here in the first half. Swoop has the ball knocked away, and a whistle and a foul called on Swoop as he was going for the loose ball.
Jason, both teams are not afraid to get a little physical here tonight.
For Southeastern, sitting at 1-2 in league play, they've got a chance to get to 500. Bearcats trying to get to 4-1 in the league. It's a big game for both. We're seeing the intensity in the early going. Pass into Brewer. Brewer kicks out. Julian fires a 3. It's good. And a timeout taken by Jason Hooten as all of a sudden Southeastern has got the lead back up to 9. That is an 8-0 run for the Lions over the last 109 as they've hit 5 straight from the floor. Ken, and you really kind of go back to the missed turnover on the inbounds play. The Cats had the ball, a chance to possibly take the lead. Instead, they turn it over, and it's turned into a 9-0 run for the Lions.
I think both of those inbound plays where they turn the ball over is after they got some turnovers from Southeastern, so they need to capitalize on their opponent's mistakes and not make their own.
The team's breaking from their huddle, 30-21. Southeastern leads it. They've done this run quick. 8 points in the last minute 9. Cats were a possession away from taking the lead. Bowie double teamed, has the ball knocked away, but it stays with the Cats. Smith catches, into Mitchell. Mitchell, free throw line jumper, no good. And the rebound comes down to Southeastern. Julian looks to drive, and a whistle and a foul called on the Bearcats. It's going to come on the pass, so it will be a shooting foul. R.J. Smith called for the foul. So Southeastern will inbound along the baseline. Lampley checks back into the ball game for the Bearcats. R.J. Smith takes a seat with his second foul. Butler brings it up top for the Lions. Still with Butler, steps back, shoots a three, it's good. Well, Southeastern is shooting unconscious from three-point range right now, 7 of 11. And another turnover on an inbound by the Bearcats. It's an 11-0 run for the Lions. They lead it by 12. As Bryant checks back into the ballgame for the Cats and Swoop comes out. Turnaround jumper after the inbound, no good. Nuttall picks up the rebound. Nuttall has the ball stolen from him by Brewer. And a windmill dunk by Ty Brewer has put Southeastern up by 14. Not sure why we had a whistle and a stoppage, but for some reason they stopped play after the dunk, and it'll give us immediate timeout. So we're going to step aside. 3:52 left to play here in the first half. Southeastern off and running away with this right now, 35-21 here on the Bearcats Sports Network. Welcome back to Johnson Coliseum. Ken, over the last really about 3 minutes, this has been all Southeastern Louisiana. Bearcats haven't scored in almost 3 minutes of basketball. They've turned it over 4 times. And in the process, Southeastern has rattled off 13 straight points. Like I said, we were sitting at 22-21 Bearcat ball. A chance to take the lead. It's now 35-21 Southeastern.
Like you said, I think in that time period, it's the turnovers and the three-pointers that are being hit by the Lions that are making the difference.
Bryant with it for the Bearcats. You got to think the focus here is get it to single digits before the half. Down by 14 right now. They go to Mitchell. Mitchell was fouled on his way up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul is called number 5, Byron Smith. It's the second personal of the team's 7.
And you talked about this three-point shooting of Southeastern. They were just 28% from the three-point range coming in, and they are 7 of 11 so far tonight. Mitchell will be at the line shooting 2 here.
Kyle Mitchell comes into the game shooting almost 86% from free throw line, 38 for 44.
We talked about this early. You know, the officials were letting them play. 3:34 left to play here in the first half. These are our first 2 free throw attempts for either team tonight.
Right. And really, that's not been common so far this early season. There's been a lot of foul shooting already by this time of the game.
Mitchell a chance to cut into it, but his first free throw falls short. The last field goal for the Bearcats came at the 6:44 mark. It was a three-pointer by Danon Swoop. That cut it to 22-21. Second free throw, Mitchell, no good. And nothing is going the Bearcats' way right now. Mitchell 0 for 2 at the stripe there. Still a 14-point lead, an extra step taken there by Julian. See if the Cats can take advantage of the turnover.
Von Julian is the only senior on the team, and that's not a senior mistake that's made too often.
High pressure again from the Lions. Lampley skip pass to Bowie. Bowie, a little hesitation. Now lays it off for Mitchell. Mitchell catch. Little hook shot, good. Snaps nearly a 4-minute scoring drought for the Bearcats. Skip pass, three ball fired up, no good. Lampley there with the rebound for the Cats. Bowie pushing it up the floor on the left side. Bowie into the corner to Swoop. Down low for Mitchell. Mitchell catches, and he was bumped on his way to the hoop. That'll be a 1-and-1 for Mitchell. Foul was called on Starwood, his first. First free throw for Mitchell. Doesn't get the roll to go. I think there was confusion as to how many shots on that free throw it was. Southeastern pulled down the rebound, and then everybody just stood there for a little bit.
Yeah, Starwood got the rebound, but I think he thought there was another shot, so he just stood there.
So the Cats not able to capitalize on a couple of free throw opportunities, all from Mitchell, and now we've got a carry on Butler. The Lions are giving the Bearcats opportunities to get this to a single-digit game. Cats so far hadn't been taking advantage of it. Bryant brings it up for the Bearcats. Gets a screen from Mitchell, kicks to the corner to Lampley. Lampley back to Bryant. Bryant down low to Mitchell. Lampley fires up a three. No good. Southeastern looking to slow things down a little bit. Julian, top of the key. Jump, has the ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. And what's the call going to be? They're calling a foul on Xavier Bryant. Wow.
It's his first personal fifth on the Bearcats.
Coach Jason Hooten obviously does not agree with that call. Looked like it was an attempt to go for a loose ball. Got called for the foul.
A lot of times they'll let you dive in and try to grab that ball. Julian will fire up a three, and it's good. 8 in the first half here by the Lions. Swoop looks to answer. Back iron, no good. Lampley to Bowie. Bowie, three, no good. Southeastern with the rebound. Up 15 with 1:10 left. Pass into Brewer, turnaround shot, no good. Bryant pushing for the Bearcats. Bryant spins around Brewer, into the paint. Shot, good.
Nice penetration through the lane by Xavier Bryant for the easy bucket.
13-point lead for Southeastern. At a 13-second difference on the game clock and the shot clock. Julian gives it off to Jop. He'll fire up a long two, no good. And the ball's loose on the floor. The Cats come up with it. Bryant with it in his hands. 8 left in the half. Bryant to swoop, little head fake, drives, lays it up, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and I believe they're just going to call the end of the half here.
Call on the floor is the end of the first half of play.
So a ragged first half for the Bearcats, and we will go to the break. Southeastern leading at 38-25. This is Sam Houston State basketball here on the Bearcats Sports Network.
System. Appreciate your participation, sir. We are down to three. And they're all home. We got a slip in midcourt. And that slip is proving costly. We are down to our final 2 competitors. Oh, he's got to lace up his shoes, make sure they don't come off. And they're off in opposite directions. It's going to come down to who can make their layup first. It's going to be a foot race. Oh, he tried to hurdle him. Still need somebody to sit. Still need to grab your seat. There you go. Now we've got our winner. Congratulations. And thank you to HBI. Fans, if you're looking for
Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. At the half, Southeastern leads the Bearcats 38-25. Give you a couple scores from around the Southland Conference. One other game has gone to half right now. Stephen F. Austin is trailing Texas A&M Corpus Christi 39-30. They are at the half. That game in Nacogdoches. A couple early scores for you from around the league. McNeese Abilene tied at 11, the 10:39 mark in the first half. Nichols Lamar 13-10. Nichols leads Lamar. 10 minutes left to play in the first half of that one. Northwestern State up on Incarnate Word 18-10. 10:36 left to go there. And then Central Arkansas has a 1-point lead over New Orleans with 11:11 to play in the first half of that ball game. And Ken, you're kind of keeping up with the women's game over there. How are the Sam Houston women doing tonight?
Yeah, the Bearcats are playing Southeastern and Hammond, and they're up 14-13 with 3:06 remaining in the first quarter. They had a 7 o'clock start, so they're a little bit behind this game here.
A lot of 7 o'clock starts across the league. I like our 6:30 tip time.
Yeah.
Get home a little sooner.
Absolutely.
Well, we're about ready to get the second half underway. It'll be Bearcat basketball. We did not have a jump ball situation in that first half. Lions won the opening tip, so the Bearcats will inbound to start the second half. So inbound comes to Swoop. Same starting five for the Bearcats, and R.J. Smith couldn't connect with Kai Mitchell, and we've got a foul on the floor. It'll go on R.J. Smith, and that's quickly his third foul. Southeastern will inbound underneath the basket. Come all the way up top for Butler. Butler will hand it off to Julian. He'll set the offense up for the Lions. 15 left to shoot. Bowie out on Julian. Look for a screen, now peels off of it. Double teamed. The ball knocked loose by Mitchell. It's loose on the floor. Mitchell comes up with it, and I think a foul's going to be called. Tough break for the Bearcats, because I think Mitchell was going to get that out to Smith, who would have had an easy layup. But the Cats forced the turnover. The Bearcats, who gave it up on their first possession, get it back on Southeastern's. So we're all square back to where we started. Swoop to Mitchell. Mitchell. Jumper, no good. Tap back, and the Cats keep it alive momentarily. Southeastern comes up with a loose ball, and the layup is no good. Follow-up dunk, no good. Another follow-up shot, no good. Ball loose on the floor. Swoop comes up with it for the Bearcats, and then he's tied up, and it'll be Southeastern basketball.
The tough physical play from both teams that we saw in the first half has bled over into the second half. They're just going after all these loose balls and really battling out there.
Bubba Furlong checks into the ball game, as does Cyrus Johnson. So Furlong and Johnson both check in for the first time tonight. R.J. Smith and Kai Mitchell checked out of the ballgame for the Bearcats. Firing up a three was Butler. It was no good. Bowie looks to drive, lays it up, lays it in. First bucket of the second half goes to the Bearcats. Took them a minute and a half to do it, though. Lead down to 11. Skip pass to the corner. Now up top for Jop. He'll drive. And the ball comes down to the Bearcats. And the layup is up and in by Zach Nuttall. Back-to-back buckets by the Cats. They've got it to single digits. Southeastern was screaming for a foul there. On the other end of the floor, they didn't get it.
Just the 4th points for both Nuttall and Bowie in the last 2 possessions of the game. Good to see them getting it started here in the second half.
Furlong battling down low, and he'll be called for the foul. Not allowing the easy shot by Job. And now Lampley will check into the ball game for the Bearcats. So Jason Hooten, I'm sure the locker room wasn't tame. He had some instructions for his 5 starters of what he wanted to see. And immediately R.J. Smith and Kai Mitchell went to the bench. And now we're getting ready to see Lampley check in. It's the first free throw by Job is good. This is the first trip to the line tonight for the Lions, as Zach Nuttall will check out.
Job just hitting 3 of 16 so far this year for an 18% free throw average.
Second one on the way is good. That's kind of how the night's going for Southeastern. An 18% free throw shooter goes 2 for 2 at the stripe, while a guy like Kai Mitchell goes 0 for 3 for the Bearcats in the first half. Swoop brings it across, splits the double team, and then throws it away. Pass comes out to Brewer, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Bearcat basketball. That was a good job there, screening off Brewer, not allowing him to chase the loose ball down. Bowie came flashing in front of him. Johnson will inbound. Defensive pressure, though, causing problems for the Bearcats. And there's another turnover. Bowie loses it behind his back. 3-on-1 break. Layup no good. And the ball is out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lions. They had a 3-on-1 opportunity there, and they couldn't get the bucket.
Chad Bowie had a little bit of words with one of the referees about that play where he lost the ball. He felt like maybe there was a little pushing going on there.
So Bowie checks out. DeJuan Jones checks into the ball game. So Swoop's your only starter left on the floor right now. So there's a baseline jumper, no good. Johnson pulls down the good physical rebound there. Jones off and running with it to Swoop. Into the corner to Lampley, back to Swoop. Jones with it for the Cats. To Swoop, long 3-pointer, back iron no good, and the long rebound comes down to Southeastern, but they lose it out of bounds. Break for the Bearcats, they'll get the ball back. Terriante Thomas checks into the ball game. Cyrus Johnson out. And right now, Jason Hooten making changes at almost every stoppage of the clock. Jones will inbound in the corner for the Bearcats. Furlong hands it back to Jones. Now come down low for Furlong. Thomas cutting to the basket. Layup is blocked. Furlong follow-up shot. Gets the roll to go.
Nice presence around the basket for that offensive rebound and the putback for Bubba Furlong.
Southeastern other end fires up a 3, no good. Ball loose on the floor. Cats come up with it. Thomas picks it up. Hands it off to Jones. Jones to Lampley. 3-ball. Back iron, no good. That's the kind of shots you'd think Lampley would knock down in transition like that. Ball loose on the floor. Furlong picks it up. Furlong hands it off to Swoop. Swoop lays it up. No good. Furlong tip in. Second tip in for Furlong. Cats have it down to 7.
You know, Jason, Bubba Furlong did not play at all last game. It's good to see Coach Hooten getting him in the game and paying off the hard work.
Shot blocked by Furlong. Jones with it. Swoop fires a 3. Back iron, no good. Furlong gets the offensive rebound and a foul called. Foul called on Jop. That's 2 on him. And with that whistle, we have got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it. 15:29 to play in this one. Southeastern leads at 40-33. This is Bearcat basketball here on the Bearcat Sports Network. Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. Bearcats have cut what was a 15-point game down to 7. Southeastern does not have a field goal. Listen to this, Ken. Last field goal for Southeastern was a three-pointer by Julian with 1:32 to play in the first half.
Wow.
15:30 left to play in this one, so we've gone 4.5 minutes of the second half. It's a stretch of about 6 minutes without a field goal for Southeastern.
Only 2 points in the half, coming on 2 made free throws, so good defense by the Bearcats.
Lampley drives, reverse layup, shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cats, just 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
I think Coach Jason Hooten's mentality coming out of the half, he's going to put whoever in the game, and whoever's having some success, he's going to go with them.
Inbound comes to Lampley. Lampley, furlong, free throw line jumper, left it short. Well, floater in the paint for the Lions, no good by Butler. Thomas with the rebound, quickly out to Lampley. Lampley, 15-foot jumper. Yes! Lampley's first bucket of the game. Lead down to 5 for Southeastern. Bryant went for the swipe, and on the drive, the layup is up and good by Kirby. Bryant sold out on the steal, and it gave a clear path to the basket for Kirby. That's their first bucket of the second half. They went nearly 7 minutes without a field goal. Now Bryant has it stolen. Kirby goes to the floor. Can Bryant take advantage? He drives, and a foul called. It'll be on the floor. So the Cats will have an inbound underneath the basket.
Good for Xavier Bryant as he loses his man on the floor for the steal attempt. Drive the lane and draw the foul.
Foul was called on Starwood. That's 2 on him, 3 on the Lions here in the second half. Furlong has the ball knocked out of his hand, and then he's fouled as he was going to pick it up. Another one on Starwood. That's back-to-back whistles against Starwood.
That's number 3 on him. So I think, again, if the Bearcats can continue to force the Lions into foul trouble here, it'll bode them well the rest of the half.
Inbound to Bryant. 20 left to shoot for the Bearcats. Bryant looks to drive, lays it up, off the glass and in. Now the Cats showing a little pressure in the backcourt. Jones back on Julian. Julian hands it off to Butler. Around for Kirby. Kirby drives. Shot may have been partially blocked by Furlong. Thomas comes down with the rebound. Out to Bryant. Bryant takes it himself, lays it up, and a foul called. It's a block, and Bryant will go to the line to shoot 2.
You know, Jason, down here on the other end on that missed bucket, DeJuan Jones' man is the one that passed it in there. He left. DeJuan Jones got in the lane and disrupted the the drive. I think that altered the shot, and he missed it.
Foul, by the way, was on Starwood. That is 4 on him now. As Bryant's at the line shooting 2 here for the Bearcats. First free throw on the way, and that is good. That is the first point from the free throw line tonight for the Bearcats. Kirby checks out, Starwood checks out.
Only been to the line 4 times so far tonight. This will be the 5th attempt.
Second free throw is good, and we've got a collision after the free throw. And the foul called on, well, they're calling that on Kai Mitchell. I think the officials are going to talk about it. They're sending both teams to the benches here. Boy, it was 2 players hitting the floor. Hooten just wanted to get an explanation as to what they're talking about here. On the made free throw, saw 2 bodies hitting the floor. The foul initially was called on Mitchell. Now they're going and checking with the book. And now I think they're going to go to the replay monitor here. Maybe take a look. I don't know if they're looking at something extra on this play. The officials are at the monitor.
That's interesting because Kai Mitchell was on the inside position to get that box out, and looks like the bodies just went to the floor. Nothing intentional, but
they were looking to see if there was a flagrant on Kai Mitchell. Evidently, they determined there was nothing to make it anything more than a common foul against Kai Mitchell, his first. Julian, a little frustrated coming down the floor. He feels like there's contact from Bryant. He keeps looking for a whistle. A kick to the corner. Butler drives, lays it up off the glass, no good. Thomas there for the rebound. Jones pushing the ball up the floor for the Cats. Jones drives, lays it off for Mitchell. Mitchell shot no good. Follow-up shot, gets the roll to go. Job by Mitchell to stick with it. And it's now a 1-point game, 42-41. Bearcats on a 12-2 run over the last 4 minutes of basketball. Butler with it to Julian. Being guarded by Bryant. And a foul is going to be called on Bryant. Wow. Boy, that's tough on a guy who had great defense for that entire possession. And they just bail Southeastern out.
looked like he had his hand up on top of the ball and didn't touch the Lions' hands at all.
Ball knocked loose there by Bryant. It stays with Southeastern as Smith comes up with it. Smith double team, has the ball knocked away. And now an offensive foul called. Foul called on Jop. That's 3 on him. And 6 fouls against the Lions. So the Bearcats are going to be shooting for the final 12-17 of this game. So Bearcats with the ball, chance to take the lead. The last time they were in this situation was exactly 20 points ago for both teams. It was at the 22-21 mark. And the Cats turn it over. Lions step back, fire three, good. Smith with the three, back to a 4-point lead. In an eerily similar fashion, it's a Bearcat turnover, a three by the Lions. This time right back, Mitchell, shot no good, point blank layup. Southeastern the other way, Jock lays it up and in off the glass. Lead back to 6 for the Lions. Jones pushing it up the floor, trying to get it inside to Mitchell. Mitchell, catch, backs his way in, shot, good, fouled, and he'll go to the line. Foul call on Butler, 2 on him, 7 on the Lions, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 11:06 left to play. Bearcats trail by 4 to Sam Houston State basketball here on the Bearcat Sports Network. Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. Kai Mitchell will be at the line, trying to finish off a three-point play. Mitchell is 0 for 3 at the stripe tonight. One free throw here, chance to get it to 3. Shot on the way, front iron, gets the roll to go. Cats now showing pressure in the backcourt. Ball knocked away, but it stays with Southeastern. On the drive to the basket, shot blocked. Stays with the Lions, and then a foul called on the rebound. Foul called on Bryant. Oh, and they're calling it a shooting foul, too.
What a block by Kai Mitchell. Unfortunate to get that foul after the rebound.
So Jop will be at the line, shooting 2 here. Jop taking his time here, having to adjust the string on his shorts. Shooting 2 here. Been to the line once today. He's 2 for 2. First free throw is back iron, no good. Get another look at it. First the block. Chop was going up, but man, I'm just not sure there was contact underneath. The ball knocked out of his hand. One more free throw here. Second one on the way, and that one's good. He's 3 for 4 tonight. What'd you say he was on the season coming into this?
3 for 16.
3 for 16 coming in.
18%.
Bryant lays it off for Mitchell. Mitchell back in, kicks. Out to Lampley, fires a 3, no good. Nuttall going for the rebound, was knocked to the floor.
Wow.
No whistle. Pass down low for Brewer. Lions whip it around, fire up a three, no good. Lampley there for the rebound. Nuttall catches, lays it off for Mitchell, who lays it up and in. Boy, it looked like Nuttall might lose the ball, and just at the last moment able to get it out of his hands and get it to Kai Mitchell. Mitchell's got 17 of the game. He leads all scorers. Brewer with it for the Lions. Little floater tossed into Jop, ball loose on the floor. Mitchell picks it up. Out to Bowie. Bowie kicks to the corner, three ball fired up. Front iron, doesn't get the roll to go. Bryant trying to give the Bearcats their first lead of the game. That's going to be an offensive foul. Good position there by Bryant. Julian dropped the head and shoulder, put it right in the middle of Bryant's chest.
You know, Jason, the Lions shot 54% in the first half. They're now shooting 21. And I think the intensity that the Bearcats are bringing to the floor right now, they've already played 12 guys to the Lions 9. I think they may be fresher down the end of this ball game.
Inbound comes to Bowie, who hands it off to Nuttall. Then into the hands of Bryant. Bryant to Nuttall to Bowie. Bowie drives into the paint, lays it up, no good. Tip, no good. Ball loose on the floor and a foul called on Kai Mitchell. Wow. Two fouls on Mitchell. Sixth against the Bearcats, so no shot here. And Bubba Furlong's going to check back in. We'll get another look. You can't call a foul there. I'm sorry, Ken.
Yeah.
You cannot call a foul there.
Looks like there's a little bit of contact, and he lost his balance, fell to the floor, and they called a foul on Kai Mitchell.
So under 9 left to play. Smith drives, up and under move, and a foul called on Furlong.
Foul call number 0 on Furlong. His second personal, 7th team foul on Bearcats.
Jason, I think there was a few people behind us that agree with you as well on that one.
Sure, anybody in orange probably. Smith goes to the line for the Lions. He'll be shooting 2 here. First one on the way, in and out, no good. Jones checks in. Bryant checks out.
Byron Smith is the Lions' leading free throw shooter, and he misses his first one.
Second one on the way, and that one is good. 1 of 2. Lead back to 3 for the Lions. Long inbound comes to Lampley, who gives it back to Jones. Jones brings it across, hands it off to Bowie. Bowie to Nuttall. Nuttall drives into the paint, little contact, no call. Nuttall was knocked to the floor. And we've got a whistle and a foul call. It's going to go against Nuttall.
A little bit of a frustrating reach around by Zach Nuttall for the foul that he got called on. Seems like there should have been one under the basket there on the other end.
That was the conversation Jason Hooten was having with the officials coming back down the floor. He wants protection for his shooter. Didn't feel like he was getting it there. As Caldwell's at the line shooting a 1-and-1, ball don't lie. Nuttall with it. With the pass to Lampley. Lampley drives. Well, pull-up jumper. Good for Lampley. Lead back to 1 for Southeastern. Pass inside, ball knocked away, and then a foul called. It looked like a clean steal, but just the shoulder came in. 2 fouls on Bowie. 9th on the Bearcats. There's still a 1-and-1 here.
You know, after that last free throw miss, you said ball don't lie. That reminded me of Boone Almanza. Albert Almanza's dad used to say that all the time from the stands when he didn't agree with the call.
There's a little truth to it.
Absolutely. Makes me miss old Boone. Maybe he's listening or watching in the broadcast tonight.
Caldwell at the line for the Lions. First free throw is up and no good. Rebound to Bubba Furlong. Big board there. So Southeastern has missed back-to-back front ends.
It's 5 strong rebounds by Bubba Furlong in 6 minutes of play.
Jones trying to lay the pass off. It's kicked out. And with that stoppage, we've got a timeout on the floor. We will take it. 7:48 left to play. Bearcats trailing Southeastern 49-48 here on the Bearcats Sports Network. Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Bearcats trail by 1. They've had several occasions tonight to take their first lead of the game and hadn't been able to do it. They've got the ball underneath the basket. Jones will inbound. Lobs it up. Stuck by Nuttall! And for the first time tonight, the Cats have the lead. And a travel called on Kirby.
Jason, obviously after that inbound dunk, you got this crowd excited, but I think this team's excited too, and force unforced turnover with the travel by the Lions.
Nuttall with it here. Loses the ball. Furlong picks it up. Bowie drives, gives it to Furlong, and he was fouled and will go to the line. Crowd still buzzing from the Nuttall dunk.
DeJuan Jones had that inbound. You can see him kind of waiting a little bit, waiting until the rotation of the players developed, and Zach Nuttall was able to get in the air, toss it up, and throw it down for the jam.
Some discussion on the foul, and it was changed to Brewer, his first.
Bubba's only made 3 attempts from the line this year.
First free throw on the way goes.
And that's the first make of the year. So 1 for 4 for Bubba Furlong for the season.
Well, just throw the percentages out in this game.
Yeah.
Second one on the way, back iron, no good. Ball loose on the floor. Lions come up with it. Good effort there by Bowie. Butler whips a pass in, and it's knocked away by Swoop, but I think he got a foot on it.
Bowie took a head dive into the Bearcat bench. Xavier Bryant with a quick pickup, get Bowie back on the court.
$7:15 left in this. Cats lead by 2. Inbound comes to Brewer. Brewer pulls up, 17-foot jumper. It goes over top of Nuttall. First tie of the ball game. So we're level at 51. We just had our first lead change of the night. Big three there by Bowie, way out. Doesn't connect. Southeastern comes down with the rebound.
Whenever you have a momentum shift.
Oh, three ball there by Brewer.
Speaking of momentum shifts.
He's had a quiet second half, but he knocks that one down. It's his fourth three of the year, or of the night rather. He's 4 of 5 and he's got 18 points. Jones to Furlong, throws it down.
Bubba Furlong is making every opportunity that he gets pay off for Coach Hooten, putting him in the ball game.
Furlong's got 7. Ball loose on the floor. It's Bearcat basketball. And a little back and forth there from Kirby and Butler. The two Lion guards arguing with each other after the turnover. And Kirby will check out of the ball game. And so will Butler. So both take a seat.
Can't underestimate, Jason, if you can get another team disrupted with themselves, that can play into how this game can finish out.
Swoop with it for the Bearcats, loses it. Stolen by Jock, and he was fouled on his way to the basket and will go to the line to shoot 2. 2 fouls on Swoop. Lampley will be up and getting ready to check into the ball game. I believe Jop will go to the line.
Jason, quick update from Hammond, where Southeastern is leading the Bearcats at halftime 37-36.
Take another look at the play there by Swoop. Jock being tended to over in front of the bench. And I'll be curious to see if they let Southeastern sub somebody in for him. It looks like he's going to stay in the game. And he will shoot the free throws. So 2 free throws coming here. Chop 3 for 4 tonight from the line. First one on the way is good. So he had 3 free throws all season long. And he's got 4 tonight. It's 4 for 5 from the stripe. Kai Mitchell checks back in for the Bearcats. Mitchell played a huge part in that rally for the Cats.
Well, Bubba Furlong did a great job of producing, but also giving Kai Mitchell some needed rest to come back in here and play this thing out.
Boy, Jop knocked them both down.
Changing his fortunes this game.
5 of 6 from the line. Lead for Southeastern is 3. Nuttall to Jones. Lampley thought about the 3, pulled it down. Now pass to Bowie. Bowie, wild pass. Mitchell stayed alive with it. Lampley fires up a 3. In and out, no good. Offensive rebound. Nuttall with the putback. Lead back to 1. Nuttall now with 8 in the game. And a block shot there by Mitchell. It stays with the Lions. Ball didn't hit anything, so the shot clock's at 5. Smith, drive. Shot blocked by Nuttall. It's going to be a shot clock violation. 2 good defensive plays on that sequence by the Bearcats.
I'm not sure Byron Smith knew that the clock was down that low.
So Bryant checks back into the ball game. Inbound comes to Bowie. He'll give it back to Nuttall. Nuttall drives, lays the pass off, and he threw it right into the hands of Jock. A couple of times Nuttall's just gotten ahead of himself on his drives. That should have been a moving screen. It wasn't called. The 3 ball from the corner is no good. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Bearcat basketball. .401 left to play.
Lions are full court pressing here, but the Bearcats do such a great job of breaking down the press.
Bryant looked to get it back to Mitchell, and then Bryant was fouled on his way to the basket. So with that whistle, we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take it. 3:46 left to play. Southeastern leads it 56-55 here on the Bearcat Sports Network. Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. Ken, you and I were talking during the break. Bearcats right now from three-point range, just 3 of 19. The 3 ball just hadn't been there for them the last couple games.
Yeah, they haven't made any out of 7 attempts in the second half. Yeah, it's uncharacteristic of this team. They came into the game hitting 133s out of 350 so far, 37%. Obviously, last game, a little drought there. They were shooting a better percentage before the Nichols game.
So Bryant will be at the line, shooting 2. First one ties the game back up at 56.
Xavier Bryant's a 78% free throw shooter for the year.
Second one on the way, and that one is good. So Jones will check in for Bryant. Newton telling Bryant, sit right here. He's going to be right back in this ball game. The Cats are going to make a lot of moves, play the matchups here down the stretch. 57-56, Bearcats in front. Julian drives, it wasn't there. Good work there defensively by Bowie. Julian still with it. 10 left to shoot. Julian still has the ball. Nobody to give it up to. He's got 5 left on the shot clock. Lays it off for Jump, and then a travel call. Well, I tell you what, that possession, give the credit to Bowie.
Yeah.
He had the defensive pressure on Julian that entire time, and it put him in a position to force a play.
And that was either going to be a travel, or DeJuan Jones did a good job of sliding over and getting in front of that play to take the charge. DeJuan Jones, 18 minutes so far this game, averaging 13.3.
Zach Nuttall with it, passes in. Mitchell catch, lays it in off the glass. Great feed there by Nuttall. Bearcats have a 3-point lead. It's their biggest of the game. Spin into the basket. Shot up, no good. Bowie there for the rebound. Long pass out to Lampley. Lampley lays it in.
Chad Bowie for the touchdown pass right there. Nice outlet pass after the skying rebound.
Crowd coming alive with 2.5. Smith, pass to the corner, 3-ball up, good. That's a big one. And a timeout taken by Southeastern as Vaughn Julian buries the 3, the 11th of the night for Southeastern Louisiana. It'll be a full timeout, and we will step aside. 2:16 left to play. Bearcats up by 2 here on the Bearcats Sports Network. Back here at Johnson Coliseum, Jason Barfield alongside Ken Holland. 2:16 left to play. Bearcats leading by 2. A game that Southeastern led most of the way. Had as much as a 15-point lead. Bearcats climbed all the way back.
And Jason, it's really been about the turnovers. The Bearcats have forced 11 turnovers so far this half.
Inbound to Lampley. Lampley will give it back to Nuttall, who lays it off for Bryant. Bryant to Nuttall. To Lampley. Lampley inside to Mitchell. Mitchell 15 feet from the basket. Backs his way in. Nothing was there. Comes back up to Lampley. To Nuttall. Fires a 3. Back iron, no good. Ball comes down to Southeastern. Cats cold from 3-point range tonight. So many times they've had a 3 that could have been massive. There, Nuttall trying to answer the 3 by Southeastern. $10 left to shoot. Julian with it. Bowie out on him. Julian wants to take it himself. Ball swipe, blocked. And was it a foul call or a shot clock violation?
Looks like it's out of bounds on the Bearcats.
Wow.
With 1 second on the shot clock.
I mean, that's got to be a shot clock violation. The officials are going to get together. I mean, I don't know how it could be Southeastern ball because the Cats had it. After the block, let's see if the ball goes out of bounds. Southeastern touched it last. There's no way it's Southeastern ball.
Actually, the ball never went out of bounds because he wasn't stepped out. It hit off his head, and Chad grabs it. And
it's either Sam Houston ball because they were out of bounds after it hit him in the head, or it's a shot clock violation.
Right.
Either way, this should be Sam Houston basketball. And the call right now is Lion ball with 1 second left on the shot clock, and that's wrong. So it's either a shot clock violation or just out of bounds in Bearcat basketball.
Fans, if you have lost your debit card, Visa debit card, we have it here at the Sports Center. If you have lost your Visa
So the officials getting together looking at this one.
debit card,
But we think the call should be Bearcat basketball along the baseline.
You know, Jason, we've been talking about the three-pointers, 3 for 20 so far for this game, 0 of 8 in the half. You make 5 of those, and this is a different ballgame. I mean,
And they did overturn the call. It's Bearcat basketball. Jason Hooten getting some instructions into his guys on the floor, making sure they've got the setup that he wants to break the press. The Lions coming full court into Bryant. Big possession for the Bearcats, leading by 2. You'd like to make this a 2-possession game here, as we're going to get it under a minute left. Bryant to Bowie. Lampley. Nuttall up top. Bowie will now back it up. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Under a minute left to play. Bowie floats it up. Mitchell lays it up. No good. Tip in from Bowie.
and what a great job by the Bearcats to use down that clock and at the last second go in and drive the lane, get that bucket.
Timeout called by the Bearcats. Jason Hooten called it. We'll keep it right here during the timeout. Big bucket by the Bearcats as they use the full 30 seconds off the shot clock. And then we're able to get down. A nice little dump off to Mitchell. The shot was no good, but the follow-up from Bowie, the tip in from him, his 6th point of the night. Bowie, a guy who did not play last week because of a foot injury, and out here today made a huge play just now for the Bearcats.
And you know, Bowie only has 6 points for the game, but the energy that he brings to the game on the defensive side, then on an offensive rebound and tip in, I mean,
yeah, he's been very active tonight. You look at his line, 6 points on 3 of 8 shooting. He does have 5 rebounds, which is second on the team, 4 assists, which is second on the team. And he's only committed 2 personal fouls, which is big for a guy who plays with the kind of defensive intensity that he does. But he's just sitting here right now with 2 fouls. That will allow Bowie here over these last 50 seconds. He can be aggressive if he wants to. He doesn't have to worry about being in foul trouble. So it's always nice when your best defender is not in foul trouble at the end of the game. The bucket gave the Bearcats a 2-possession lead, 63-59.
Cats are going to press on the Lions to make them work for their shots and tick off some seconds in the clock as well.
Smith with it, picked up his dribble. Butler's got it, guarded by Jones. Butler fires up a 3, no good. Rebound goes to the Bearcats. Jones grabs the loose ball, he's fouled, and will go to the other end to shoot 2.
And Jason, these are the kind of games when you don't have the ball dropping like you need it to, not making any threes, but you're still able to persevere and withstand these efforts. Like all these teams in the Southland Conference are going to fight for you every night. And to be able to pull this one out is going to be remarkable for the Cats.
First free throw by Jones is up and good.
Jones' first point of the ball game.
One more free throw for Jones. Second one on the way, catches the front iron and gets the roll. 6-point lead for the Bearcats. 25 ticks left. Julian just looking to drive, taking himself, shot blocked from behind by Bowie.
Chad Bowie's doing everything tonight.
The ball stays with Southeastern. 18.4 left on the clock. Butler shoots a three, and it's good. So it's not over yet. On a huge three-point shooting night for the Lions. Bowie catches, and he was fouled and will go to the line to shoot two. Southeastern from three-point range tonight, 12 for 22, a 54.5% clip.
What was Nichols' last game out? Didn't they make in double digits somewhere, I believe?
I think you're right.
For some reason 15's in my head, but I know that's a lot of three-pointers.
Big free throws here for Bowie. 12 seconds left. First one on the way is good.
Bowie's an 83% free throw shooter, 30 for 36, but first time to the line tonight.
Second free throw for Bowie. That one is good. Cats at the line, 10 of 11 this half. Butler shoots a three. Air ball no good. Lampley picks up the rebound, and he will dribble it out. That will do it. A tough, hard-fought win for the Bearcats today. A game they led most of the way. A second half flurry by the Cats. They took their first lead under 7 minutes left to play in this one. And they pull out a 67-62 win to go to 4-1 in Southland Conference play. And Ken, you talk about it, these are the kind of character games that can really build a team.
Absolutely. Whenever they can, withstand the first half like they did, and really I don't think they took the lead in the second half till halfway through, and to be able to come back, get a 5-point win here, that's a huge accomplishment for the Bearcats.
So final score today, 67-62. Bearcats get the win. They go to 4-1 in league play. Next up for Sam Houston, they will head out on the road for 3 games. So a 3-game road trip starting at Central Arkansas on Saturday. That's a 3:30 tip. Then they'll continue on the road at Lamar. 7 o'clock tip down in Beaumont on January 15th. January 18th at Houston Baptist, 7 o'clock start there before coming back home to face Abilene Christian on the 22nd. So, I want to thank you for joining us here for this one. I want to thank Ken Holland, Sheridan McGrew running everything in that control room for us. Bearcats winners tonight, 67-62. This has been Sam Houston State Basketball here on the Bearcats Sports Network.